Hey everybody, man, I have had a great day for Tumbler Creek Bees and More. Man, it's been awesome. I got to drive down to Blue Ridge, Texas, to Texas Bee Supply, and I was able to pick up some bees, a nuc. Show you that here in just a few minutes. But first I want to go, what are we putting this nuc or nucleus nuc into? Well, we're putting it into a beehive, and that's what this is right here. This is the starts of a beehive, and I just kind of want to show you what is a beehive. So real quick, we don't want to take too much time because the fun stuff is the bees, not the box, but let me show you real quick. So a beehive starts off, if I start from the foundation, with a bottom board. Because if you don't have a bottom board, just to let you see, the bee box is hollow. There's no bottom or top to it. It's just 4 boards put together. There's some ridges right here, some notches cut out to hang the frames. But so you got to start out with a bottom board. You'll notice on the bottom board there are 3 edges, or the front edge is left open, and that is so the bees can go in and out. So what I'll do is I'll put the hive box, and this is called a deep box. That means it's deeper. It's going to be for brooding. That's where babies are going to be born in here. So I'll fit that box on there real square, and what that does, that allows those bees to go in and out this opening right here. It sits on the edges, not on the very bottom, and that allows those bees to go in and out of the hive through here. Well, they don't have much to do in an empty box, so we got to put something in there, right? So let me get this squared away. The next thing we put in there are frames. This is a 10 frame hive, or 10 frame deep box. So I'm just going to set those frames. They just hang in there kind of like file folders. Today I'm just going to put 4 of these in here, because a little bit later on I'm going to have 5 full frames of bees and honey and brood and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to set that in there, and that'll fill up this hive. So now we've got the bottom board, we've got the box, we've got frames. Now what do we do to keep those things in there? For the top, I'm going to use right now a feeder. This is a feeding box, okay? So what this is, I'll fill this, you saw it the other day, I'll fill this full of sugar water. There's a plastic part here I'm going to clean out, but it'll slide in there. But if you can look through here, this is empty. That's hollow. It goes all the way from the bottom to the top. So those bees can go up from the box through this little slit up into here, and then I put this in here. That keeps them out of the main part of the water. It'll put them in here, then they can go right down, and there's a little tiny slit at the bottom that allows that sugar water in there. They can slide down in there, sip, 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 and then go back into their hive. That way they're getting a little bit extra nourishment, they're getting a little extra food, especially right now since I'm just changing their location, putting them in a new home, a new hive. So it lets them get used to it, also lets them get a little extra nourishment while they get used to the neighborhood. And then to make sure they don't get out and make sure they don't get in here and drown, I will put the top on it. There you have it. That's all there is to a hive. Not very difficult, not very crazy, nothing nuts in there. When it gets really exciting though is when you put the bees in there, and I'm about to light up some smoke. I'm about to put on a bee suit, and I'm about to put some bees in this hive so it won't be empty anymore. Hang with us. Don't leave now. It's just now getting fun. Come watch me put some bees in a hive. About 10,000, 12,000 bees I'm going to put in here, all right? Stick with me. Okay guys, I finally made it out here, got the suit on. Hopefully we're going to beat some rain. This wind is horrendous. If my camera stays up, I'll be amazed. This is going to be pretty quick because this wind bugs the bees. I don't want to bug the bees. They're already a little bit agitated because they're getting moved around. But I've got my nuc right here. I've got the hive I showed you earlier right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get this hive ready. I'm going to take the feeder off. And I've got the hive just like I showed you guys earlier. And I'm going to get this thing ready, and I'm going to open this nuc up. I'm going to smoke them just a little bit to kind of chase them down a little bit. going to transfer the frames that are in here. I'm just going to put them in here. I'm going to try and put them in the same order. I'm going to try not to drop a whole bunch of bees when I do it. We wouldn't want to drop the queen, right? And we're just going to try and get them going. Ooh, as soon as I opened that a little bit, they started coming. And there they are. And I just realized I didn't bring my tool. I really hope I can get these out. Here, we'll start at this end. Straight up. And straight back in. Trying not to tilt these frames any more than I have to. And there we have it. I've got them all in there. Now what do I do here? There's a bunch of bees in there. What do? I welcome them to their new home. I got most of them. Whoops. And we interrupt the video to look at the weeds in my yard. Yes, thank you to the horrendous wind right now. The whole camera just dumped over. So what you're missing is I'm just putting the top of the nuke, I'm shaking it into the hive to get the rest of those bees out. I'm going to set it all right there in front of the hive, so the ones that aren't in there yet will find their way back into the hive over the next few hours. I'm also putting the top on the hive, putting some bricks on it. I'll come back later on once they've calmed down. I'm going to go ahead and feed them a little bit later on this evening. Just a warning, when the video does come back and I pick the camera back up, it has knocked my microphone cover off, so it is going to be really windy sounding. The sounding going to be near as good, but I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Enjoy the weeds for just a few minutes. I'm about to pick up the camera, and we'll be right back with video right now. The rest of the bees put in there. There's several bees down here on the ground, trying to figure out where in the world they are. They'll find their way to the hive. They're right there in front. I'm leaving this right in front of the hive, so they can find their way right back into their hive. In the next hour, if I come back in the next hour or so, it won't be near this chaotic. These bees down here, they will have found their way back into the hive. And it'll all be good. So, that was loud. So until next time, we've got this in. Now here's what I'm going to do. You can see those guys flying all around me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let them stay for about 5-6 days. So probably next Monday, Tuesday, I'll come back out here. I'm going to check the hive, make sure we're having new larvae. We're having the queen is laying eggs. They're getting established in their new home. And we'll check that hive. We'll check the other hive. I'll probably put a super on the other hive next week. And we'll just have a good time. I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll watch with me. Hope you'll learn with me. And sorry this was so quick. This wind is just terrible. But we've got the hive. We've got a new hive. I'm excited about it. Until next time, have a great week. God bless you. And be happy and be kind to each other. We'll see you soon.